welcome whoever you are to Meg's Magical Mansion, a virtual guest house for spiritual wayfarers, a place where the ordinary becomes magical, where wisdom is yours for the asking, and where your higher nature is just a wish away. Thanks for joining us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion. I'm Meg, and this is my trusty butler, Scallion. And here in my lab is my beautiful assistant, Miss Alice Poopers. We're so glad you've joined us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion because we have another fun-filled episode for you. And do you know what we're talking about today, Scallion?
The shortest day of the year?
Right, if you're in the southern hemisphere. But if you're in the northern hemisphere like we are, we're actually talking about Litha, which is the longest day of the year, your summer solstice or your midsummer. So, hey, by the way, if you are in the southern hemisphere and you're celebrating Yule, check out our episode on Yule and you can get some fun ideas for how to celebrate that fun holiday. But if you're in the northern hemisphere, we're celebrating Litha, and it is the longest day of the year. It's a day to get out and enjoy the sunshine.
I'm gonna do that.
And stick around, we're going to tell you some fun facts about Litha. We're going to do some exciting activities. And of course, we have a giveaway.
Love those exciting activities.
Who doesn't?
See you later.
Well, wasn't that exciting? I guess that means it's time for Words of Wisdom. And today, our Words of Wisdom come to us from Paul Laurence Dunbar, who was an African-American writer who wrote prolifically throughout the last half of the 19th century. So 1870s, and he died in 1906 from tuberculosis. But he wrote short stories, plays, poetry, and was very notably famous for being the first African-American to write and produce a Broadway show starring an African-American cast. So sit back, relax, and listen to this beautiful poem entitled In Summertime. In Summertime by Paul Laurence Dunbar. When summertime has come and all the world is in the magic thrall of perfumed airs that lull each sense to fits of drowsy indolence. When skies are deepest blue above and flowers aflush, then most I love to start while early dews are damp and wend my way in woodland tramp, where forests rustle tree on tree and sing their silent songs to me, where pathways meet and pathways part, to walk with nature, heart by heart. Till wearied out at last I lie, where some sweet stream steals singing by, a mossy bank where violets vie, in color with the summer sky. Or take my rod and line and hook and wander to some darkling brook, where all day long the willows dream and idly droop to kiss the stream. And there to loll from morn till night, unheeding nibble, run, or bite, just for the joy of being there and drinking in the summer air. The summer sounds and summer sights that set a restless mind to rights, when grief and pain and raging doubt of men and creeds have worn it out. The bird's song and the water's drone, the humming-bee's low monotone, the murmur of the passing breeze, and all the sounds akin to these, that make a man in summertime feel only fit for rest and rhyme. Joy springs all radiant in my breast, though pauper poor, then king more blessed. The tide beats in my soul so strong that happiness breaks forth in song and rings aloud the welkin blue with all the songs I ever knew. Oh, time of rapture, time of song, how swiftly glide thy days along, adown the current of the years, above the rocks of grief and tears. 'Tis wealth enough of joy for me in summertime to simply be. Well, wasn't that a beautiful poem? I really enjoyed that. She's already having her summer snooze here. Look at her. So today we are talking about Litha, also known as Summer Solstice or Midsummer. It is yet another one of the fabulous celebrations on the pagan wheel of the year. And this is all about celebrating the longest day of the year. So today I'm going to create some special artwork to commemorate the occasion. I'm going to give that away along with some other things later on. And I'm going to share with you some fun facts and some information about Litha. So let's learn a little bit more about Litha. Today we're talking about Litha, Midsummer or Summer Solstice. Litha falls on June 21st each year, although it's often celebrated for multiple days around that time. Because this holiday celebrates a solstice, like Yule celebrates the winter solstice, this is a time of the shifting between the dark and the light. The days have been growing longer and longer, and after this solstice, they will become shorter again, and we will be heading back into the darker side of the year. So a solstice is always a great time to really feel that balance in your life between your light and your dark side, as we're shifting now from the light side of the year as we move into the darker side of the year. In some traditions, they speak of the Oak King and the Holly King battling for control. And during each solstice, they kind of swap out their power. The Oak King, who represents the daylight, the spring and summer, rules from the winter solstice or Yule until Litha, the summer solstice, as the days are getting longer and longer. However, at Litha, the Holly King wins the battle, and he will now rule, and the days become steadily darker until Yule, when the power will shift again. Litha is a holiday of great fertility and abundance. The goddess is now full with child, so the earth is just abundant with fruits and vegetables. The trees are green, the days are long, the bees are making honey. This is a holiday to celebrate the overflowing abundance of life around you, of natural abundance. At midsummer, fairies come into the human realm, usually at twilight, to give their blessings. This is the perfect time to build a fairy house out in the woods or create a fairy garden in your yard. It's a great time to leave offerings for the fae. They love sweets and treats of all kinds. And if you'd like to learn more about fairies, check out last week's episode on fairy magic to learn a little bit more about working with the fae. But the fairy realm is most accessible right now during the summer solstice. This is also a wonderful time to be drying herbs and flowers that you can use throughout the year. And the healing herbs that are dried during summer solstice are thought to carry a little extra punch. A wonderful way to celebrate Litha is to do a small sunrise and sunset ceremony just by yourself. Go out at sunset and greet the sun rising. Raise your arms up, welcome the sun in with gratitude on this very longest day. And then again at sunset, which should be much, much later since it is the longest day, go out and repeat that. Raise your arms up and thank the sun for all the blessings, all the sunshine, everything it is showering down upon you every day. This is a wonderful day to enjoy nature and to be outside in the sun. Some foods that are associated with Litha are lemons. Anything you want to make right now with lemons, lemonade, lemon cakes, lemon bars, and fresh tastes of the garden, fresh greens, fruits, fresh berries of the season. This is a wonderful time of year to celebrate with a garden party, or, like we do at the Magical Mansion, a fairy tea party. Take a look at how we celebrate. Other fun ways to celebrate are with a barbecue or a bonfire. Pretty much any one of the holidays on the pagan wheel of the year, you can celebrate with a bonfire. It's always appropriate. There are many fun crafts you can do to celebrate the summer solstice. Making sun catchers or creating floral crowns or wreaths are wonderful crafts to go along with this season. Some gems and crystals that you might want to work with for summer solstice are gems that use warm colors, reds and browns, or greens to remind us of the growing things in nature. Things like yellow topaz, tiger's eye, citrine, amber, jade, and emerald are wonderful stones to work with at this time of year. And some colors that are representational of Litha are, of course, the colors of the sun, the reds, oranges, and yellows, golds, but also the greens of nature, the bright, bright greens, and the beautiful blues of the beautiful summer sky. Some of the herbs that you might want to work with at this time of year are mugwort, thyme, vervain, rose, chamomile, honeysuckle, or lavender, just to name a few. And some of the animals that we associate with Litha are snakes, bees, butterflies, robins, and wrens. But at this time of year, as our Oak King, rich in abundance, is surrendering his power to his twin brother, the Holly King, we begin our descent into the darker days. But before we welcome our return to the dark side of the year, let us be grateful at this wonderful and auspicious turning point on the pagan wheel of the year as we celebrate Litha. Well, I hope you had fun learning a little bit more about Litha, our summer solstice. And of course, you know we have a wonderful giveaway for you today. So not only am I giving away that fabulous piece of artwork, but I am also giving away this wonderful book called Midsummer. It is a book of rituals, recipes, and lore for Litha. So this book is really cool. It has a lot of things to explain what Litha is all about, the history. It talks about how it's kind of celebrated nowadays. It has a whole section on spells and divination for the season, tarot spreads, so if you're doing tarot card readings. It has so many fun things. It has recipes. This is a really fun book. It even has arts and crafts and things you can do in it. So, our lucky winner will be receiving this book and the painting. Plus, don't tell anybody, but I had a gift card in this episode. Shh. You can find it. You can spend it. And in the words of Buddha, 1,000 candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. So thank you for sharing your time and energy with us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion. Hey, you had a good time, ready to party all day? For Litha, why not give us a share or a like? You know, you could hit that subscribe button. You got nothing to do all day long. It's the longest day of the year. Why not take a minute and just hit that subscribe button? Don't forget to ring the bell so we can let you know when we're posting new episodes. And of course, we will see you back here next time at Meg's Magical Mansion.
There.
Have some tea. Vomit.